Okay, week 5, I almost said week 5. Week 5 recap. It's crazy we're in week 5 already. The season's moving right along. The playoff picture starting to focus in just a little bit. Still a little blurry, but we're starting to get an idea of the teams that are going to be in serious playoff contention, as well as those that are just slowly but surely losing hope. Some are just utterly pathetic. So we'll start there with Lipsky. Fallen to 1-4. Lipsky, I hope this game would be at least somewhat competitive so we could get some of that classic Lipsky shit talk maybe throughout the game, but we didn't hear from you all game because your team was just pretty pathetic this week, 107 points. You did have a couple of bye weeks, JK, David Montgomery, Amon Ra all on the bench, but that's what happens, Lipsky. There's bye weeks, there's injuries, you got to make adjustments, and you got to do better than trotting out Deontay Johnson. Not sure what else to tell you. So you go to 1-4. I pick up another win, 4-1, 128 points. I think it's funny that Carey's new thing that he's trying to cling to. First, it was average league finishing position. Now it's I haven't scored 130 points. He's just trying to cling to something, anything. But all these things that he continues to bring up just simply don't matter. Carey, once again, all that matters is wins and losses. And I put up 128 points with my two best players on the bench, and I improved to 4-1, tied with you and everybody else for first place in the entire league. So happy to pick up another win. And Carey, I'll see you this week, brother. All right, Bennett and Gabe, I'm kicking myself. I really am. I don't regret the trade. I definitely might. With Gabe, just depending on how the season continues to develop. But I trade Gabe Garrett Wilson this week. Garrett Wilson is Gabe's MVP. I don't think he'd broken 12 points the entire season. He puts up season highs in every fucking category that exists. Season high in points, 29, and he's Gabe's MVP. So I'm certainly kicking myself, but every single running back on my roster right now has a fucking Q next to their name. So I needed a running back. I traded for him, but if Garrett Wilson just blossomed into a fucking superstar the week after I trade him to Gabe, I'm going to be really upset. But it is what it is. Gabe sneaks out a victory over Bennett, who just he cannot seem to catch a break. Yeah, Ben, I'm looking at your team too. I don't think you had any bye weeks. Your team's not good, dude. You had 33 points out of Joe Burrow and still can't pick up the win. So Bennett, your season's over. Your season's over. I think you still have a 2% chance to make the playoffs based on the analytics or whatever. But your season's over. So good to see you this year, Beans, and better luck next year. Carey against Cole. We'll start with Carey because he was really excited to hear about how he's back on the incline. Carey, decline versus incline isn't just about wins and losses. It is about your outlook for this season. And from when I called that you were going to decline, it was week 2. You'd put up 160 in back-to-back weeks. Rashee Rice was a superstar. Nico Collins was a superstar. Since then, your point totals have declined. You picked up your first loss. Rashee Rice done for the season. Nico Collins in IR. The decline continues, man. And it's going to continue when I beat your ass this week. So, Carey, yeah, congratulations. You pick up a win. You're still tied with yours truly at 4-1. And Cole, I don't really know what happened to you this week. I looked at your team. You didn't have any bye weeks. I don't think you have any injuries. So pretty weird. Your team, was doing just very well, very hot, but you just didn't get a good day or a big day out of anybody. A lot of 15, 14, 12 points, but just nobody had a big day for you. So you pick up your first loss. So just coming back down to the rest of us at 4-1. So Carey, I'll see you this week. Now, Steve, you were worried that I was going to call you fraudulent. I'm pretty positive that's what you meant when you said you couldn't wait to be labeled the F word. I didn't think you were fraudulent then, and I certainly don't think you're fraudulent now. 147 points. You got big numbers out of a bunch of different players. Aaron Jones, I think he got hurt. He only put up 6 points, and you still scored 147. So definitely not fraudulent. Steve is, you might be on wagon watch, man. Seriously, we'll have to see what happens with Aaron Jones. I'm not sure how hurt he was. But Joe Mixon, is he hurt too? I don't know. You're having some running back issues. Devin Singletary, Joe Mixon, each with 0 points. I think Aaron Jones is hurt, so you might actually be in trouble there. But you go 4-1, so big win. And Kobe, I haven't mentioned this on any of the recaps. Kobe, I don't even know if you watch these, honestly, at this point. Your season ended the second that you drafted Christian McCaffrey. Actually, it was the second that Courtney hit the fucking #1 Pong Cup. That was the second that your season ended, because I think any of us would have taken McCaffrey first overall, and you've just been utterly fucked. That's the word. That's what we have this conversation every year. Do you want the first pick? I think not, because you need to hit a goddamn home run with the first pick, because then your next pick is fucking 20 picks later. And so that's what happens. Kobe has not had a single point out of the first round pick, or first overall pick. And you see the result. He's 1-4, and Kobe, I think your season is just about over at this point. Mathematically, you still have a chance, but you just don't have the firepower to recover from a 1-4 start. So I'm not really sure what else you can do here. And then the dicking of the week, we have arrived. Jamal, this might be one of our most impressive dickings of the week that we've ever had, just from like the matchup. We have Team GBMC against Bennett Bradley, who started out as a fucking wagon. Bennett, I think your team, talk about a decline. Not only are you 1-4, I think you scored like less than 100 points last week, 107 this week. Your team has just been on the downhill slide ever since the second week. So you go to 1-4, but Jamal, boys, we might have a problem here. Jamal scored 168 points with A.J. Brown, Davante Adams, Isaiah Pacheco, T.J. Hawkinson, all on the bench. I don't know what we're going to do when these guys get healthy if the rest of his team continues to play like this. 168 to 107. Jamal, congratulations. One of the more impressive dickings of the week that I can recall, just based on your injury situation and who you were playing against. Really, really impressive stuff out of Jam, so congratulations on that one. That's it for the matchups. Wheel spin time. Alrighty, let's see what we got. I just realized that I still have not changed longest rushing touchdown and longest receiving touchdown. So just to be completely honest, I might just do a respin. I don't know. I might let it sit, and if someone wants to go figure it out, but I'm not figuring it out. So I hope we don't get one of those, and if we do, we have to be a respin. I don't know. Here it goes, though. Please don't land on one of those. That'd be so funny if right after I say that. Oh, another MVP? Oh, Jesus. 2 weeks in a row. MVP Chuck Howley. And as I was going through this, I made a note that Ja'Marr Chase had 41 points for Bennett Bradley, which is remarkable that he scored 41 and you still only scored 107 total. But we may have a Chuck Howley with Ja'Marr Chase, but I'm going to try to do my due diligence here and not screw it up like I did to NATO last week, which I apologize for. But right here we got Ja'Marr Chase with 41. Let's see if anybody can beat that. I'm going to actually check more diligently. Nobody in this matchup. Let's see. Nobody for Cole. We're looking at Carey. 33 out of Lamar is not going to do it. Let's go to Beans. You just got to check him as a charity case. You know he's not beating that. Let's see. Gabe, 29 is his best score. So Bennett Bradley, in one of the most humiliating losses in our league's history. It's only his 5th game in this league, and I think he's just taken the cake for the most humiliating loss in the history of the BHS League. Gets some consolation because I've just confirmed Ja'Marr Chase is our first ever Chuck Howley. Congratulations, Bennett Bradley. Your season might be over, but you won $15.